Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. Let's do this, guys. We have a special show for you guys. We have our special guest, Darren Payne. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, guys? I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you on. First off, though, we want to let you guys know that we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. And, man, we just had some great news that the 1 year anniversary show.
Your VFT swag right now.
Yeah, he's got it on. The 1 year anniversary show is happening September 18th. And today they just released 3 awesome fights. So we got Katie Lacey versus Brianna Nurse. And then we have 2 team fights. All right. So we have Team Benz, which I believe one is, I just looked at a second ago, Josiah, and who's the other fighter there?
Jones?
Derek, D? Aaron? It's Aaron, right? Yeah, Aaron, and they're going to fight Ronald and Dwight. So that one's going to be a great fight. And then the other one is going to be Team ATL, which is Jalen and Trey Lazenby. And they're going to go against Shaq Porter and Justin Jones. So pretty exciting. Pretty cool fights. I haven't seen Justin fight in a long time, so I'm excited to see him back fighting. And, cool to see some of the guys from the South come up there and fight and compete. And also excited to see Katie in there because she hasn't fought in the VFT yet. So going to be a great card just from what they put out. So what do you think, Alex?
Well, I was just going to ask Darren this. I was like, well, you know what? You just mentioned guys coming up from the South. It's got to be different fighting in New York. But Darren, you fought everywhere. What's different about fighting in New York?
It's you and your home team, so you gotta rock out, There's nothing different. Right. It feels the same for me because when I'm fighting in New York, I got that different energy. It's that different vibe, because you got your own tournament, you got your crew behind you. So there's a lot of big supporters out in New York, so it just feels different.
You just had an ear-to-ear smile when you were talking about that too, like fighting in New York. Is that your favorite place to fight?
Yes, it is. New York.
Oh, all right. Damn. That was an easy slam dunk question.
Easy, yeah. Hometown. That's and again, in some people's hometown, they don't have many tournaments. You have a good amount in that area now, right? In the past, at least, right? In the past, since you've grown up, right?
Yes. Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
The amount of tournaments in New York. He's saying that you at least have a decent amount of tournaments in the New York area. Oh,
yes, you have a lot of tournaments. My instructors tournament, Jesse Ray's tournament, Sue Diaz, K-Talk Nationals, there's a lot of different like locals upstate. Got a great amount.
That's awesome. What's up, Akin? Good to see you, man. Yeah. So, Darren, what is your take on? We'll get into more about you, but what is your take so far on the card so far for VFT?
That card is very interesting, especially the team matchups.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. Interesting.
Yeah. You got a pick?
I got a pick. I'll be picking too soon.
Right. It's only a couple weeks. That's what's crazy. We've got 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, 4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty exciting. It's going to be a good one. Again, like I said, Benz has 2 teams in there, and actually 3. They're in every card, pretty much. Team Benz.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form, they've been on every card.
Yeah. So, but they're on every match. So Brianna is part of Team Benz, and then they have 2 men's teams. So pretty exciting stuff. There's a couple of different things like age group wise. Some differences on age on that. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. Again, I'm excited to see Team ATL in it, and excited to see Dwight and Ronald back into the VFT.
Well, you're no stranger to the VFT.
Yeah, man.
Experience, Darren. I mean, even right away, VFT 1, you were out there fighting right away. All right. And for some people who didn't know you very well or hadn't seen you fight very much, you got a chance to show 3 rounds of you bringing it to, what was the fella's name on Team Straight Up? Do you Stan? That's right.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Well, I gotta tell you, we had talked about you already. I loved your performance at the last event, and I was talking to Jeff. I was like, this guy's leg is something else.
Yeah.
They talk about the footwork, they talk about the blitzing, but the way that you were kicking in the last NASCAR tournament, I'm telling you, I was like, this guy's gonna be something. All right. What is it? What is training like for you? What does it look like? What is a day or a week-to-week training look like? I don't know. Some people have different regiments. Some people have things that they do more than others. What does it look like for Darren Payne?
Whatever Jesse Ray throws at me, honestly. It could be intense some days. It could be nice and smooth. But some of the days I try to come home and work on what I need to work on also. Because you could get all the drills all you want. You can't pick apart your own fighting instead of picking apart your opponent's fighting. Then your fighting won't go nowhere. You'll stay in the same place. You got to sit down and look at how you fight and what can you do better? What can you keep? What can you take out? Or what can you fix that you don't like about what you do? And that's some of the things I do.
We could take what you just said and then repeat that for ever.
Yeah,
right?
It's so true. Good stuff,
huge.
man.
Well, what is that? What do you mean?
Yeah, Murphy.
I go
agreed,
home,
man.
Yeah, Murphy's saying Darren Payne is the future.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Murphy? He's the man.
So, but when you say, all right, you go home and then you work on it, what does that look like in its application for you? You just go home and then you do what?
I go home and I think I watched my fight kick more than I can count. And I don't focus on the fighter. I focus on the fighter too, but I mostly look at how I was fighting. Because some of the people could look bad and still win, and I try to, say I didn't pull my punch back, or I just threw my kick out and I didn't reach chambers to throw more kicks. I try to go back and clean up my mistakes to look better next time. And that's all I've been doing. It's just a progress, man. It's progress.
Awesome.
Well, that is 100% the truth.
It is, and that's how top competitors should that's what they do. If it's forms, fighting, weapons, whatever, you can't just be like, yeah, I won, so I'm good. No, because if you are good, you should win every time, right? It's about how you're going to improve. So awesome stuff, man. I love it. And especially at a young age, man, you're just getting going right now in the adult division. And we've seen you, as a junior for years before, and heard about you, be like, all right, wait till this kid moves up to adult. And then we really got to see it in the VFT. So VFT has really been a great way to mold you and bring you up. So now this year is happening for you, man. So what is so far, what has maybe been your favorite fight so far since last year at VFT to now? And it doesn't have to just be a VFT fight. It could be anywhere.
My favorite fight
that you've had, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's always tough, huh? We stumped him already.
I mean,
it's a fight. It's a junior team fight that I could say that it was it was very memorable. And it was we was in California at Junior Saliente's tournament.
Okay.
And I was beyond short. And the guy was so tall. I think his name is Ozzy.
Okay. Yep. Ozzy. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
And it's me, Tyson, and my other brothers, Zakari. And we're fighting. Okay. I go out first, and this big dude is standing.
And you're like, no, you're supposed to be in the 16-17 matchup.
Exactly. And then they fight. I'm moving around. Then Jesse Ray calls out, take off. And me, I'm just taking off. He said it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. So I took off. I got hit with the meanest D side. I think I flew to the other side. And it was man, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I think that fight that gave me that boost of confidence right there. That's for like little fighters too. If you a little fighter and you got a big opponent, you're gonna take a couple of hits, but you just gotta have that heart to get back up. And that's what it was all about too.
Awesome.
That's interesting that you chose a match like that to be like, yeah, this is the most memorable one that I've got. That's good. And you also brought something up. You brought up Tyson. And I've got to believe that people have talked about you and Tyson often because you guys train together. You guys are around the same age. You guys are both very talented. So who's better, you or Tyson? Come on now.
See, this is Alex, man. He grew up in a training place where his biggest rivals were the people he trained with. So
you said it.
Yep.
Me and Tyson, we never discussed that.
Get out of here! Are you serious?
I swear to God,
you've never just been like, Tyson, I got you on that one. Never.
Nah, because it's like we come up from the same school and we each, we train hard. We beat each other up. We drill together. Tyson is my training partner. I have no other partner in that crowd. Tyson is the best training partner that I've ever had.
Wow.
Awesome.
What makes him such a good training partner? Because sometimes some people can be phenomenal fighters, but they suck to train with. I've had a couple. What makes him such a good training partner?
Because Tyson think, we boys, we could laugh, ha ha ha. But when I'm doing something wrong, he's like yelling at me, like I just did something like terrible. He's like always constantly yelling at me, and I'm yelling at him too. Keep your hands up, do this, do that, and we just constantly stay on top of each other. And I feel like we both the best because like if Tyson Ray 1 is in my ear, then I'm doing something right because Tyson is the best in the world.
Well, that was a damn endorsement right there.
All right, yeah.
Wow.
I love it, man. So, Darren, over these past 2 tournaments, well, I guess 3 this summer, I would say, you've really picked it up and had some amazing, winning your division, winning your divisional grands, winning the heavyweight grands. So what has clicked for you over this summer?
Really clicked is that, it was very easily to, stop training during quarantine. Like that was beyond easy.
Right.
You were staying in your home, not going outside. If I had a choice, I couldn't even have about doing karate. I could have just been doing other things. But like if I stopped training, that would be a major setback for me. And it's like, if you take a week off of training, it's like you took off like 10 years.
Oh, you're not even lying.
Yep.
Ooh, Darren, just bringing the truth tonight.
Yep, it's true, man.
So you just got, you got to stay training. Even when you don't train, like for me, I just recently started working. So I come to work and I go straight to the dojo. I could easily just go home very easily. But if I go home, I'll be playing myself. And I'll just be really go home. And I'll just be like, don't want to train today. But me walking to the karate school and still saying I don't want to train. And then after I'm done training, I just feel so good. I just feel so good about myself.
Awesome.
Something nobody has ever said is, man, that workout sucked.
Right.
That training wasn't worth it. Said by nobody ever.
Nobody, yeah.
When they always think that they're supposed to have training sessions. It's always the bad ones that like help you out. There's always that bad training session. Because I remember one training session I had, like I was fighting James Poor. I completely shut down.
There he is, James.
But he was in his office. He was just like, "What are you doing?" I'm just shutting down, Then I'm like, "All right, I'll be back tomorrow." Then I got my head right back on it. You just don't. you ball, you don't just stay there. You got to pick it up.
Right.
Well, but the one thing I'll say now is I like your game a lot. I've watched you since like years into you being a junior, so I paid attention to you and your team. But what I wasn't really prepared for before this moment is really understanding just how mature mentally you are about your approach of training. I think we talked more about training so far today, Jeff, than I think we've ever talked with any guest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think your maturity in the way that you talked about your training and that your approach mentally about how you're supposed to go around that, I think speaks volumes. I didn't have that mentality for, maybe almost a decade into when I was really first starting to compete at a high level. So, I mean, if you have that kind of mental approach, I mean, I think it's endless as to what you could compete. But I guess my next question is, typically we would save a question like this for closer towards the end, but what the hell? Who do you want? Who do you have on your hit list? Who's someone you're like, yeah, I'm going to beat them? Maybe because you want to beat them because they're like that, or someone that you're like, I can't stand this guy. He can take an L from me anytime. You got a list?
I don't have a list, but as I've been seeing some tournaments and actually competing, and now I took 2 losses to Enrique Latona.
Okay.
All right.
And me, I feel like I'm beating myself so I know that's an easy cleanup because correct that. And as I've been up in the ranks, I'm seeing Avery Plowden on top.
Yeah.
Me coming up now, I feel like that would be a goal for me to knock off Avery Plowden because everybody say he's the best in the world. So that would be a good one to get done.
There you go.
I mean, that's the one thing about Avery is he's consistently very good. Like when he does come out and fight, like I don't know that I've ever seen like a slouch match from him. Like, oh man, what happened with you today? I've never said that. Right. So that's one of the
consistently consistent.
There you go.
Pretty much.
And it's always up top. So I think like that. Do you think so? Enrique and Avery, I think, is great.
Those are 2 great ones, man.
I'm going to spit out some names, old school names, and I want to know, do you think you could have beat them? Right? What about Jason Borelli? You think you could have beat him?
In his prime or now?
Prime.
That would have been a rival for me.
That's the great thing about point fighting.
Little back and forth point fighting. Yeah, that would be a good one for me because that would really make me challenge my own self with really kicking and really kick to hit.
Right.
And Jason would be the right man to really have me switch into really kicking to hurt people.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that would be great. And I like what your response is too, on how it's going to challenge you. And yeah, man, go ahead.
Mike Pombero. These are legends.
That would have me more using my mental and really having that energy into the fight. Because Mike, I've watched a lot of film on Mike. He's a great fighter, but he's more, strategic. He likes to move around, fake with his movement. So I really have to really circle my leg, push it in, and then as soon as my leg drop, pick it back up. So I really have to be active when I'm fighting Mike.
Hey, Alex, before you say something else, here's one thing too. We're talking to 18-year-old guy about guys that have been around. They were hot 20 years ago.
Legends.
And this is why he is at this point right now. Is because he's studying not just people that are right now, but people before him. And that's what it takes. And, you know, I mean, I have more questions on that as well as where you get to other people that are helping coach you and influence you. But this is awesome that you're like, well, I've never seen him fight, or I'm not sure. Well, you know, like, no, like, you know, you've studied him, you've watched, and you understand how it's going to challenge you. So all that's going to do is make you better. So big,
All right.
big hand claps for you, man.
I got a couple more. What about Brian Ruth?
Brian Root.
Think you would have taken the country boy from Kentucky?
Oh, definitely. Me, Brian will have me channel my inner gangster.
I love it.
Brian, he'll probably hit me late, and then we won't have a brawl. So it's just gonna be like that, you know. You gotta. But once you get hit late, you gotta take it and you gotta give it right back.
Yeah.
Well, that's Brian. All right,
Yeah.
one last one. Robbie Lavoie.
That's interesting, man.
Robbie, he's a giant killer. You know, he's so small, but he's knocking over giant. So me, I would have to really bully Robbie. I have to
It's
really
hard.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It's hard, but that's the challenge, you know. You got
Yeah.
That's why to me, I think that would be the hardest one of the four.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You said it.
I
And
think it would
not
think
to
it'd be
take
the
away
hardest
from
one.
it.
No.
But we had Robbie on once before, and I said, Robbie, we fought the same amount of time at the prime, just continued. We fought team fights against each other. It is no accident that I've never fought you before. When we matched up in teams, whoever was on the team, it was Alex doesn't fight Robbie. Right? That's not so no, I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, Alex will put you on Raymond instead of Robbie. It's not even joking. All right. Looking back at it like now, you think, guys, are you sure that was a good idea? But whatever. So that's why I just kind of look at your matchup, though. The reason why I kept putting out those ones, I talked about middleweights, I talked about heavyweights, I talked about lightweights, is because I didn't think you were as heavy as you are. Like, I didn't think you were like into the 180s, almost 190s. So that's why I thought, well, this guy could be really versatile. He could really kind of do it all. Right. And right before AmeriKick, Jeff and I were talking, and I was talking about a couple of guys I thought could really, didn't matter whether they fought on the heavy side, they fought on the light side. I could see them going. I talked about Kevin Walker. I talked about Ryan George. All right. With you, I thought you were going to be on the lighter side. I thought you were going to be on like the welter side, but I didn't know your weight. All right. But I know you're a lot taller. How tall are you?
6'3".
6'3". Never mind.
All right.
That was dumb to think you were going to be on the lighter side. I didn't know you were 6 foot freaking 3. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. So, but I really looked at that and I'm like, well, with a guy as long and as lean and strong as he is, he could really go to both sides as well. But 6 foot freaking 3, never mind.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. So, Dee, how long have you been with Jesse Ray, and when did you start training with him?
I've been with Jesse for 9-10 years, and I started like 2013. I was 9.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Awesome, man. So been a long time, and you've been with him since really, like, I mean, again, the past 10 years. Next Level's been everywhere, right? They've gone to every tournament. They've been super active, probably longer than 10 years, definitely longer than 10 years, but you've been a part of that. And what's it like to be with those guys, you know, to have, you know, you've talked about with Tyson, and you guys are in that same kind of realm, but the guys ahead of you, you know, like James Poor, like Anthony Merricks, like Kodak, like, of course, Jesse Ray. What's it like to have those guys leading you?
It feels really great because me, when I was a white belt, I used to look at these dudes come in, just training, just watching them train, and they used to come with like trophies, and I was like, wow, like that's gonna be me someday. And then they train hard, so they lead the example right there. So they train hard, so it's like, now I gotta train hard because I want to be on the same lineup as them on team fighting. But then when we was coming up, James used to, you know, I took it as a joke, but it actually happened. He used to say, yeah, you guys better start training hard because y'all going to be on the lineup soon with me and Ant. And I was like, nah, you guys probably gonna retire soon. You know, you're kind of old. But time went, and then that America it clicked. Like I'm really on the line with James Poor, and it's like a dream come through, man. That's my team, but he's very legendary. If y'all really think about it, James Poor, he's did a lot.
He
has. And I think he still has a lot more to do too, man.
Ooh,
he was looking great at America.
Yeah, that was fantastic. See him back fighting again at WKC.
Yeah, WKC.
I love his movement.
Yep.
All right, but we'll say James for the James show. We'll have him on when he's on. Great fighting, James. All right, you know what though? Jeff touched on it. I wanted to ask this, so it's a great transition time. So you go to all these tournaments with these guys. You guys travel a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody's got some great traveling stories about some. You can't even make this stuff up if you knew what happened. Tell me about who is the worst to travel with of everybody you're traveling with. You're like, this guy, he's the worst. Who is the worst to travel with?
I never experienced the worst guy, but like, when we get in the hotel room, we used to do our own thing, have our bags open, throw our clothes everywhere, but Jesse Ray wasn't having that. He was like, guys got to have our bag over here and put your stuff over there, but we like that stuff just everywhere. So, he always enforced that. So as we come in, he got nah,
you got the general over there. Yeah, he's the general telling everybody what to do, right?
Have you ever missed a flight?
No.
Oh, he said that fast.
Flight? No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't missed a flight.
I've teamed up with some guys. Teamed up with a guy that we were crossing fingers every tournament. Is he going to make his flight or not? And it's like, what time the flight is. So that's good. So you've never missed that. Have you ever had a guy miss a flight?
I know. I heard it was pretty common for Kodak.
I didn't know that, but all right.
I didn't know that either.
So it was common for Kodak to miss a flight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
All
right.
Jesse Ray for early bird. We have like 6 a.m. flights, like because he likes to go home and enjoy the rest of his day, and I don't blame him for that. Right. So,
Dude, what Kodak is Kodak's legendary as well. All right, it's going to go down.
Oh, definitely.
And he's going to be talked about often. But Kodak was the champion in some way, shape, or form, whether it was in the tournament or after the tournament. After the tournament, Kodak was always the champion. This dude, the parties didn't happen without Kodak. He was the reason these parties happened. This guy was the best. You were invited to the party if you were around him. It was kind of like that. Like he was that much fun to be around. So I didn't know that about him, but I could get it now that I know a little bit about that. I get that. Well, let me ask you, like, what is training like? Not just training, but what's competition like? What do you want to accomplish coming up next? We talked about some people you want to beat. We talked about Enrique. We talked about Avery. But what are some things that like you need to do next for you?
I mean, I need to continue. I need to continue what I started, overall. But it's just one, and it's plenty of more. So every time I train like none of that stuff matters.
When you mean continue,
I don't think about
what is that?
Say it again.
When you say continue what you started, what does that mean?
When it happened at America, like I won my first overall.
Yep.
And I just got to build on that. So when I'm training, I don't just train, with my chest poking out. Like, I don't got that stuff, Jesse, because I already got my overall. I don't got to do that. That's just dumb. Yeah.
I don't think that would go too far if you said that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to. I was training like I needed it overall. I needed it bad. So I got to, train hard all the time. I got to train hard like I don't have an overall. So I got to keep that same mentality that I always have. And yeah, and then if I keep that, then bigger things is going to happen. Trust me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, one thing that, again, we've talked a lot about training, but I think one thing that especially Next Level does that many people don't do is, as much as you train, you also compete. You compete, it seems like every weekend or every other weekend, especially when tournaments were all the time. Tell us the importance of that, of staying active.
It's a great one.
And how that's helped you.
Say it again. Sorry, couldn't hear you.
So yeah,
Going in and out.
when you were competing, like we talked a lot about you training, but one of the main things that you guys do as a team is compete like every weekend. So how has that really helped you staying active in the competition world, not just training?
Sorry, Jeff. It's like a static, like you're
Sorry.
real
My bad.
staticky.
Go ahead, Alex.
Like when you're what he's saying is you guys are fantastic
Like
when you're training, but like what is the importance? Like why is it so important to be as active competing?
Because if I feel like if you stay active, that means you really don't have nothing. You don't really have nothing to worry about. Like you don't have to stress yourself. You know, you don't have to. You know, if you're not active, you don't got to stress yourself with like training hard and like putting in long hours and like early. You still should do that stuff when you active, but it's like you don't want to overly stress yourself to the point that you feel like this is not what you really want to. So once you're active, you just add a little bit more what you can take and more what you can handle.
Right.
It's a difference. It's different, and it's not staying active is not for the weak either. You got to have that strong mindset. To stay active, you got to put in the work to stay active at all times.
Well,
awesome.
I think it kind of brings something else up that Joe Greenhall was on last week, and he mentioned that there was this girl. I think he said her name was Dina. He said, Dina, you could really have an opportunity to be the best in the world. You need to get out there. And she was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And he's like, no, really, you should go fight this woman named Morgan. You could do this. You could do this. So what that gives us an example of is because obviously he knows what Morgan's level is, and he knows this woman who's right there with him. And he goes, I know you could possibly do this, but nobody else knows this because you don't get your butt out there.
Right.
Is there anybody that's training with you that you're like, you guys don't even know about this guy? This guy, if he came out, who is that? Who is that with you guys? That next level. Every school's got one.
We have this up and comer named Jeremiah Alvarez, and he's in the junior division now. But that boy right there, he's definitely going to be a problem, a huge problem for a lot of people.
What's his best skill set?
His best skill set, he's just fast with everything. His legs, his hands. With him, like Jesse's constantly on him too, on his case, and he felt like like he's not doing something right, but at the end of the day, like we told him that he's on the right path. He's doing something good. You just got to keep up with it, and his mindset just changed, and he's really on top of everything. So he know what he want now.
Nice. All right. Explain the connection with Cam. So we've seen some tournaments where Cam will be coaching you. Explain that connection. How'd that happen? Where'd it come from? You hear me? Go ahead, Alex.
My first tournament was King of New York when I was 9, and I lost in overtime, and obviously I was upset, crying and stuff. Just me walking around.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the men's division, and there's my other teammate Paris and Cam was in the same division, and Paris will win, Cam will win, Paris will win, Cam will win. And then eventually they fight each other. My teammate Paris won. And I'm like, I really like that dude, Cam. Like, I really could, really learn stuff from him. Then as the time go by, it started getting better. Like, and I see him, he's really a problem. it's just then he turned it like that's really my favorite fighter of all time.
Cam Dawson's your favorite fighter of all
Cameron
time.
is
Awesome.
yes.
Wow. All right.
Love it. Love it.
So, but
And so,
really,
and
but,
so
but how
how
did
does
it go?
feel? Yeah, how does it feel to have him coach you? Have your favorite fighter coach you?
I feel like I don't know. I can't. The first time that happened, I couldn't even describe the feeling because it's like I didn't know that this was going to happen. And then, he's telling me, I could come down, train with him, and I want to. He's giving me tips on my fighting, what I could do better, what I can keep, what I can do differently, like different variations of different kicks, different hand combinations. And it's like, wow, like I'm really doing something right. And that's just me better in my game. Also, on top of that, Jesse Ray's giving me different things I can do. So it's like I really got everything I need. I really don't need nothing else,
Yeah, that's awesome.
So how did that dialogue go the first time? Because
First
I've had
time.
people ask me, and I'm like, I don't know you. So how did that dialogue go with you guys?
The first time it happened, it was in Florida, and Jesse Ray was going to sit in my chair and coach, but then he saw Cam next to me. He said, "Yeah, you can coach him." And I was like, "Wow!" So I was like, "I really got to put on now, I really got to do what I got to do." And it was like that added that extra spark. Like my idol was sitting right behind me. And yeah, it was just an honor.
Okay, did Jesse know at that point? Did he know that Cam was your favorite fighter?
Yes.
This guy's a freaking Jesse
Yes,
is the bomb right there. Jesse, Jedi mind tricked you.
I know, right?
Right? Jedi mind tricked you to make you fight better just by putting Cam there. Oh, wow. Hand claps to Jesse for that one.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic. And then that one moment sparked a relationship between you and Cam like that. That's fantastic. That was
awesome.
Great.
Yes, it did.
In the 30 minutes of this show so far, basically, Darren, you've dropped so many gems that people need to go back, re-listen to this show, go back, re-listen to this. This should be on repeat. People should be listening to this if they want to go to the top level. This is fantastic.
All right.
I'm still learning. Like,
oh, of course.
Everybody else out.
Dude, you're killing it, man. You're killing it. So you got all of us excited to watch you now and in the future. What's next for you to finish out this year? Diamonds, right?
We'll say it.
Going to Diamonds, and I'm actually going to the Mayan Challenge. That's in September in Florida.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, Mayan Challenge, yeah.
And I'm going to Pan Ams too. Pan Ams, yeah.
So you're gonna be busy. Because Mayan Challenge, that's just in a couple weeks. And then
yes,
you
sir.
got the Diamonds, and then you got Pan Am. So yeah, you're gonna be busy.
Awesome.
So
go ahead. No, just he said he wasn't doing Waco. I know you had went to Waco tryouts in the beginning of the year, but you're not doing that this year, right?
No, sir. Not.
Okay, got it. Go ahead, Alex.
Look at Drew. Drew's saying, I have now become a fan of Dee Stacks. Smart young man. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Drew, you said it. All right. So you said the Diamonds. That's a big one right there. If you were to, let's say you were to go fight Cam for the heavyweight overall, and Cam beats you, no one's gonna say anything like, oh man, what the frick is wrong with you? How'd you lose to that guy? Because it's Cam freaking Dawson, right? Nobody's going to say anything like that, right? But if you win the Diamonds, if you win that heavy diamond, all right, and then you go back again and you're fighting for the VFT champion of champions, all right, I believe, number one, that puts you as a diamond ring winner, which is
huge.
It's what everybody wants to have in some way, shape, or form on their competition resume, all right? But I believe that will immediately catapult you into elite level contention every single time you're at a tournament. If you win that one event, like all next year, it's going to be because it was always just Avery and Cam. You win the Diamonds, it's going to be you three. And then that's what it's going to be from that point on, without a question. What differently could you even do leading up to this to win that diamond?
What can I do differently?
I don't even know.
The
answer might be nothing. The answer might be, Alex, I'm doing everything freaking possible. Nobody's taking this thing lightly. I have no idea.
You're actually right, man. I'm doing everything I can to keep everything rolling. I could, but like I said, go back, fix a couple of things. Other than that, I'm just keeping my head low and doing what I got.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think you're doing all the right thing in the training, and then the rest of it is just getting used to what it feels like in the moment in that competition and at that level, and start to where the reactions just come naturally, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Awesome. It's going to be exciting. I'm pumped up for it. I'm excited to see it. And yeah, I mean, I'm just excited we're getting into diamonds again. I'm excited we're getting more tournaments again. Awesome. She says she's so very proud of you. Keep up the great work. Oh, man.
What is Mike saying? Can't forget about Ant. He is always in the mix. In fact, he gets to train every day with one of the best heavyweights. Is everything. Yeah, he's right.
It's great.
Right. Mike is right.
Definitely true.
And Jim Fish says, humble with a great mindset. Love it, man. Love it. We got a lot of fans now of Dee Stacks. So go out and support this guy and watch him every tournament and anytime he's on VFT.
Okay, wait. I got a question, though. Where did this nickname come from? Where did the Dee Stacks come? Dee Stacks. Where did the nickname come from?
Mark Flocker.
He made the nickname? He's calling you Stackalicious right now.
Yeah.
Mark, I had when I was young, flat top, and I was also like kind of tall. He was like, he's Dee Stacks now. You get it? So that just kind of stick. I just took that far.
Oh man,
that's actually pretty good.
So, Darren, not only are you a great fighter, but you are a true fan of the sport, right?
Yes.
Like when you go to tournaments, you watch all the divisions and everything. So we'll go ahead and clear up some from last week. If Alex needs to watch some of the women's fighting divisions, who would you suggest for him to watch right now?
Active?
Yes,
overall?
active right now.
From this past weekend, Hector's Jimena, she caught my eye. She's a really good fighter. She's a really good fighter.
What was it about Alexa, her that caught your eye?
Say it again.
What was it about her that caught your eye? Sorry, he's cutting out on me. Yeah. What was it about her that caught your eye?
It's like she was, she was really poised in her fighting. Like you really didn't tell that she was really struggling with anything. She was just going through everybody by one.
Okay, awesome. Who else did you say?
Alexa Fisherman. Alexa
Fleshman. Alexa Fleshman.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she's another one too. She's been winning consistently. She's staying active. Even if she lose, she's still coming to the next one.
Definitely.
She's like want to be better. Yeah, she's another one that I will watch.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her growth. I've known her since she was a kid. She's from my hometown. So I've known her for years. So
Alex is looking like I didn't say Morgan. Like he's not.
No, because that's a slam dunk. That's easy.
Yeah.
No. All right. Listen, I'm gonna do something rare right now. Okay. I was wrong for how I said what I said last week. What I said, I don't know if you heard there. I said, listen, for the women right now, I really don't care. I don't care. I don't want to watch them. I don't care. And I am often very blunt, sometimes way too extreme. This is an example, all right? However, what I meant by that was I don't have the time to care, all right? Because I only have X amount of time to watch and pay attention to all of these competitors and all of these divisions. And I'm looking at what's happening right now, and it's just not that entertaining to me. I can't tell you.
It's more like you just didn't know too many of the people, right?
Well, no.
The names.
I have not watched a WNBA game in probably a decade.
Here we go. All right.
Doesn't mean Simone Augustus isn't fantastic. Doesn't mean Candace Parker isn't the best. Doesn't mean Maya Moore is not amazing, right? Doesn't mean all of those things. They're all amazing. But I don't have time to watch that. Like if I'm going to watch that, or if I'm going to watch the Phoenix Suns, you tell me who you think I'm going to watch, right?
Right. Okay.
So
Got it.
What are we talking about?
All right. So that's what you were talking about. Okay.
About.
All right.
So we're looking at that.
Alex.
But no, now here's another one in the opposite direction where it actually goes in their favor. All right. I remember the last time I was actually interested in watching the World Combat Games. I only paid attention because Chelsea Nash was in the competition and I wanted to see her fight. She was the only reason I even watched the competition whatsoever. So it does go in that favor. All right.
And then she actually lost her first round. And then you kept watching, right?
I did keep watching.
Yep.
Right. I watched the women's after that. I did. All right. But I didn't have a reason to really pay attention that drew me in. All right.
Right. But see, for me, what I'm saying and what Dee Stacks is saying as well is like there's so many new people. And again, like there's so many great fighters that are coming up. So again, just because that one person's not there doesn't mean the division, what they do doesn't matter. So
that's where I said I was wrong.
Yeah. So I think, that's just like, even if you could say, hey, Bailey wasn't at the last tournament, so nothing mattered. I don't think that happened because Enrique did an awesome job. Dee Stacks did an awesome job. There are great things that happen. So, we can always get a little too far into watching one person because they're amazing, but there's always so many. There's still a sport with or without that person. So,
well, right, but like, all right, I can't. I've never missed a Kyle Richards fight if he was fighting, not a one damn time, because that dude is fantastic to watch.
Right,
he is so exciting and fun to watch.
Have you watched any Kyle Richards fights, D?
No, I don't.
Oh man!
Oh,
get your popcorn ready.
Yeah,
go watch
you need to
Kyle
search some of those. He's from the Bay Area.
They won't all be W's.
No,
they will not all be W's, but they will all be entertaining. All right, but like on the female side of that, Deshaun Bay from the Bay Area, right? Deshaun Bay.
She was not from the Bay Area. She was from New Jersey.
My bad then. My bad. So I got bad info. All right, but Deshaun Bay. All right, I never missed a Deshaun Bay fight. Fantastic to watch. Super entertaining. What's what entertains me?
Right.
To me, it's not entertaining.
The girls I just named was to beat Morgan in like overtime or even spreaded her. Would they like catch your eye and make you want to watch them more, or it's like you got to do it again for me to
Well, I mean, I think it definitely catches your eye, and then you're like, all right, now I'm watching and I'm interested, right? I mean, because I remember, all right, this is about, let's see, the mid 2000s in any NBL event, WSKF event, or even NASCA event. If anyone even got close to Regina Thompson, or maybe even beat her by one point, one time, never beat her again, they were on a team. They got picked up. They got picked up by some team immediately, right?
Right.
And
justifiably so.
And so that was the thing. It's like, oh, they almost beat Regina, so we're picking them up. Oh, they almost, and it was the same thing with Raymond. If, well, this guy, or when people,
I think it was more like Jason than Raymond.
Jason as well. Yeah, that's true. If they got close to beating Jason, oh, we're picking them up. So there are those things that happen, and you know what? I mean, if that happens, that's great. And I mean, I think that's what all of the females out there should be trying to do. Just like you guys are going out there to win it all. So
you got Mayan Challenge at the end of the month. Do you know kind of already who's going to be there? Do you have an idea of who you're going to have to fight? Are you guys having a team? Do you have a team fight? All of that is up in the air.
All right.
You're going no matter what. That much we know.
Yes, sir.
And you will make your flight.
Yeah, he's going to make his flight. He doesn't miss his flights.
Definitely will.
Now that's something that I'm excited about too, is seeing you guys, not only you all individually, but to really see next level be at the top again in teams. That could definitely happen. When you're looking at you and Tyson coming up at the same time, and then you could put anyone in that third who are the veterans, James, Anthony, you guys got, and I'm sure there's some more that are. Say again.
We'll put Jesse Ray in the third too.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I'd love to see that.
Is he coming? Is Jesse coming back?
That's up in the air, man.
All right. I love it.
Now that would be something.
That would be, man. God, I love watching Jesse growing up, man. That was my teammate. Oh, man. So good times. Good times.
That's one match I wish I could have back. I fought Jesse one time. We went into OT and I didn't come out on top. Jesse was fantastic. I actually watched it like a week ago. And yeah, he picked me apart towards the end. Fantastic. That's one I wish I could have back. Because he was such a good fighter.
Yes,
definitely. All right, so Darren, what do you want to? What else do you want to let people know about? What's something that maybe people don't know about you, that maybe they should know about you? Could be martial arts, could be life, whatever.
What do you do besides work in martial arts?
Nothing. I don't play no sports. I just do karate. Literally. That was my plan. In middle school, play all the sports. Going into high school, just karate.
All right.
I'm down like 4 flat tires.
Now, what for other people too, before we got on, I was explaining to people how I remember seeing you in a virtual tournament doing your form in like your living room, and you took everything out, right? So that may be something people don't know, is that you or haven't seen as much as you doing your forms.
I actually enjoy doing forms. I just it's not really something I would want to do at a tournament. I got to wake up, do forms, and wait for fighting, wait around.
I didn't know you did forms.
So it's I actually enjoy traditional forms, having that strong base and also being a good fighter at the same time. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you ever do extreme
seen you several
forms?
Times.
Say it again.
Did you ever do extreme forms?
Oh, I'm open to learn. Sure. Yeah, I would definitely try. Yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, that's something always a lot of the guys from your school, man, have always done it all and been able to do it all. So always great to see. That's something that Jesse instills in all you guys. So overall, great martial artist. So, Jesse said he has a Junior Warrior Cup.
Oh, yes, in traditional forms, I do have a Junior Warrior Cup.
What?
Or was it in underbelt, in black belt? What?
Yes, I do.
In underbelt? Okay. Awesome.
That's dope.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's something, man. It's just like that all around martial arts mindset, ability, and we can tell that not just, of course, in your fighting, but right now in this interview. Just that positive mindset, the discipline, the respect, that tradition. I love it, man. And I'm really enjoying talking to you tonight, man.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So what do you want to leave everybody tonight with, man? What else would you like to let people know? You know, if you had your voicemail to the world, what do you want to tell everybody?
I really don't know what to tell everybody. Besides, if you ever make an excuse for training, you know there's something wrong. Because as my instructor always tells us, there's 24 hours in a day. You can find at least some time to train.
Yep.
If there's 24 hours a day and you can't train, that's a problem. Like, that's just, that's the number one excuse right there. I don't have time. It's like everybody has time. Even when you're going through stuff, everybody has time.
Love it. That's definitely a great tip for everybody and a reminder for everyone, because tons of us try to give that excuse.
Gonna get me up at 5 o'clock training tomorrow now.
That's right. Oh,
definitely. Yeah.
Man.
Somebody got to start it.
Go ahead, Alex.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. Thank you, Virtual Fight Tour, and thank you, Dee Stacks.